Happy Spookies, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. And today we're going to go ahead and talk about Chronicle, a found footage film that came out in 2012, directed by Josh Trank, who actually went to do the Fantastic Four movie for Fox later on, which I haven't seen, but just looks terrible, to be honest. As he did that movie Capone, that biopic, I think, with, I forgot who was in it, Tom Hardy or something like that. I don't know, I could be wrong. If you're not familiar with the film, I'm going to go through a quick plot, but if I get to any major spoilers, I'll be sure to let you know. So briefly, this movie is about three friends who one night end up discovering a hole underground that is home to some sort of unknown glowing object. And when they get closer to it, they end up gaining superpowers. But as their lives continue to go on with these powers, things start to get a lot more complicated and soon their friendship will be tested. Now, this opened up in the United States on February 1st of 2012 with a budget of $12 million, and it ended up grossing $126 million. It won the Best Sci-Fi Film Award at the 39th Annual Saturn Awards. I thought that was awesome. I have my window open, so excuse me. And it was set in Seattle, but it's actually filmed in partly Vancouver and Cape Town, South Africa. So I was doing a little research on Wikipedia, as well as someone on Twitter mentioned this, but there's a mesh of influences here, and Trank has been quoted to say that he has found influences in Akira, Carrie, and The Fury. All excellent movies. By the way, I have my baby back there and she's trying to wake up, so let's try to wrap this up. When you watch the film, if you're familiar with these movies in particular, you can definitely see a lot of influences in the movie. With Carrie, you have like the whole psychic and almost kind of abusive parent, so to speak. With Akira, you have like that crazy psychic showdown type of thing in the city that happens in the movie. And with The Fury, I think just all around together with just the psychic abilities and everything. Now, the acting I thought was actually really well from the main three people. The movie stars Dane DeHaan as Andrew, Alex Russell as Matt, and Michael B. Jordan. I thought it was his first movie, but it's not his first movie. Apparently, he was in that movie Hardball with Keanu Reeves. Have you guys? I remember that movie, I think. So all the acting was actually really legit. I really enjoyed the bond that grew between these three people because they're not really all friends right off the bat. I will say that you really have to suspend your disbelief when watching this movie. Now, I know that can be said with a lot of movies, but like, it's a found footage movie, so you're pretty much immersed from the beginning. Once it starts getting into like the sort of, they gain superpowers things, and then once they learn this one ability, you really have to like, okay, because if like a split second, I was like, really? But no, I was actually really invested. The way that the story like kind of folded out. So the movie mainly follows Andrew, who is like an introvert. He's very shy, he's lonely, he has like no friends. He gets a ride from like his cousin, but they don't really even talk or hang out much. School sucks for him, he's always being bullied. Life at home isn't too good. His mom is very, very ill. His dad is just an abusive freaking drunk who's like collecting insurance money now. Things ain't looking too good for our boy here, so a lot of things are set in motion already. And he's not a bad dude ultimately. I'm saying that now. I really enjoyed when the way it ended. I know I'm speaking a little ahead of myself here, but he's not a bad guy at all. And just the cards he was dealt, I don't know. It sucks, you know, because the way this movie kind of portrayed a lot of stuff that kind of hit home. If you're not necessarily with abusive parents, I'm thankful that I never had abusive parents like that, but you know, I was bullied a lot and it sucks. You know, fucking high school sucked. But anyway, I just felt really relatable to this Andrew character. But I really enjoy how they end up becoming friends, because one night he gets invited to a party by his cousin. And it's kind of messed up. His cousin's like trying to get him to go, but then the second they get there, his cousin just like bails on him. And at this party, you know, Andrew's trying to have a good time, and he ends up being bullied because he has his camera. And for him, you know, his camera is his coping mechanism, so he wants to take it everywhere. But he ends up being bullied at the party. And here comes along this popular high school student. He is like the MVP at the school, of the team, of everything. Michael B. Jordan's character. And I was expecting him to kind of be like a jerk, but he was like the complete opposite. He was very caring dude, and him and Andrew actually become like best friends. I really enjoyed their bond together and stuff like that. It was really cool. Michael B. Jordan's character was just very, very accepting. I don't know. It was really well done, I thought. So at this party, Michael B. Jordan sees him crying, and he's like, hey, come on, we need your camera, bro. Just come, we're gonna go check that out. We're gonna check something out. And they end up finding a hole underground. When they get under there, it's like this crazy glowing rock. And I think Michael B. Jordan touches it. It like starts like fucking pulsating, and it just like flings one of them back and the camera like, you know, shuts off. And I really enjoyed the pacing of this movie because I was expecting, okay, well, where's it going to go from here? They're going to turn on, they're going to be running. But essentially, it doesn't tell you, but it's basically like a few weeks later. And now they're just trying to document like all these superpowers they have, you know, moving rocks and stuff like that. Eventually they learn how to fly and they're in the sky and everything, and their plane ends up hitting Michael B. Jordan's character or something like that. Like it fucking comes out of nowhere. They're up in the clouds flying and they're just like, y'all hear that? And I called it right when I had that. I'm like, oh, I bet you a plane just comes out of nowhere. And Andrew ends up saving Michael B. Jordan's character. It was really cool. Like, once you can suspend your disbelief with that part, because I feel like once the flying really kicks in, that's when you're like, okay, what? Because it gets a little corny. I mean, I remember this one scene near the end where the cousin like flies out the window and he just like, it just looks so dumb. But once you can get past that, it's really, really neat movie. And they're doing all this in their backyard, and they start taking like their powers outside of the house and stuff like that. But Andrew ends up like killing somebody or putting somebody into hospital by accident. Of course, he doesn't mean to do it at first. It's just kind of showing you how strong Andrew is from the very beginning. And then he's also got this shitty father that just ends up getting in his head and puts like these fucking shitty ideas in his head. And it causes this one scene to happen where Andrew is so pissed off, and I don't know, he like did something to where his psychic powers like kind of like sent out a like bat signal, if you will, to the other two people that have the power. So they're all like, you know, connected in a sense. So he's in the sky and it's like lightning or like it's like raining. It looks like there's like thunder. And Michael B. Jordan shows up and he's like, hey, bro, what the hell, dude? Like, my nose started bleeding. I just felt like I just heard you in my head and I don't know how you were here. And Andrew is just so upset because his fucking dad, all this shit, his mom, it's getting so intense. He can't help himself. He has all these emotions bottled up. Okay, and here's a quick spoiler warning. If you don't want to see what happens right here, it's coming right now. But they're up there and he gets super upset and he acts, I don't know what he does, but he basically gets like Michael B. Jordan like electrocuted by lightning, dude. It's fucked up, man. It is messed up. I was literally jaw dropped.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
And it just becomes, you know, Andrew and his cousin, and later on, Andrew just, I don't know, just so much stuff is happening. His mom needs medicine, so he turns to like robbing people and stuff like that, and he tries to rob this gas station and just backfires so bad, dude. And it causes an explosion at the gas station. He ends up at the hospital. The cops are there. He looks all like in bandages and stuff like that. This is the part where it gets like, I feel like the Akira comes in because it's in smackdown right in the city, and he's like in a hospital gown and stuff like that. And his dad shows up and, you know, he's laying there in a coma. And his dad just starts saying, like, you know, your mom freaking just died while I was out here having to look for you, dude. It's your freaking fault. You know, I want you to apologize to me right now. I know you can fucking hear me. He's just blaming him. And I was just like, holy shit. And then he's like, I know you can hear me. And the camera, there's a video camera there and it's like starting to move closer. So you can tell, oh shit, this fool can't hear him. And it looks like he's about to get struck by his dad. But then like that fool wakes up. It just, from here on out, dude, it just gets in like the third act of the movie. It's pretty nuts. It's just chaotic. It's absolutely chaotic, and it becomes almost like this superhero fight between the two dudes, because they are also invincible. They like tested this out earlier. They like stabbed each other with like a fork, and the fork would bend like that. But I honestly don't want to give away the exact ending. You know, I know I gave some spoilers out, but I really rather not. The way it ended was just, it was heartbreaking. It kind of left on a good note in a sense, because then there's like that final scene. I don't want to say much more than just that because I feel like it would give away anything, but in a sense it kind of left it on a good note. Also, I just looked it up. There's a sequel in the works. I'm with it. I am so with it. This movie blew me away. I don't know why it took me so long to watch this. Oh, I know why, because I'm a fucking idiot. I love found footage movies, but there's something about some of these. This is a $12 million budget. That's a fucking huge budget for a found footage movie, okay? Huge budget. I think Paranormal Activity only had like 15 grand of a budget. You know what I mean? Like, so I think movies like that with huge budgets, Hollywood style big film found footage movies kind of just put me off. But I was wrong. This was fucking great. This might be in one of my, like, I need to revise my top 10 found footage movies, and this might be in the top 10 now, because I was just so blown away how much I loved it. It's not perfect. I'm not saying it is 100%. I said the acting is great from the three main people, and that's true. They really were, but a lot of side characters I found myself eye rolling and stuff like that. Not from the mom, but just other people in the movie. And like the biggest thing I can say is really just suspend your disbelief when you go into this movie and just allow yourself to fucking be immersed. It was crazy. It's a crazy sci-fi fucking movie. I don't know. It was nuts, but I adored the hell out of it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and shut up now. This video is longer than it needed to be. Anyways, please leave me a comment. Let me know how you're doing. If there's a movie you want me to check out or anything, just recommend me a movie that you watched recently. Anyways, happy spookies.
We don't want to create a panic.
We have the primary authority in this matter.
Extremely cautious.
I think the horizon looks bright. People are returning to normal.
No. She all right. She better now. Much better now.